aren't you laughing now? It's the same drunken sheriff, the same hat, the same outfit. Why don't you laugh? Let me hear you laugh!
Hey everybody, welcome back. It's the Stranger Oddity Show. It's been a while. I know we've been absent, but it just we've had a lot going on. And you know what? First of all, I wanted to thank everybody that has bought grips off of the eBay site. And again, you know, I think some people have didn't realize that it's not me selling them. It's getting help by a third party. Selling them. So when I know he's been getting questions, they've been getting questions about certain stuff, and they're not talking to me. But no, anyway, I really am thankful for everybody that bought the grips. I was informed that everybody had received them. Hopefully, everybody's happy with them and everything. So. We'll see how it goes. Had already a lot of requests that some people had missed out on certain ones that they wanted, because they really did. They went fast. Didn't expect them to sell that quickly, but they did. But I just, I was working on some more of them, different types of them, and some other ones that I'm working on to get a couple of other different designs out there for you guys, for everybody to check out. So keep informed, keep checking the that seller on eBay, and you'll see some more stuff pop up there. I don't know if I'll necessarily make a video publicizing it again, but I'll let you guys know here on this radio channel here. Of course, you'll find out and everything. So, but yeah, as we move along here, October 31st, it's approaching way too fast. October to me is never long enough. Even though I know it's 31 days, but man, it's just blowing by way too quickly. Speaking of 31. I was watching the movie 31 by Rob Zombie, and that movie is just whacked out. It really is. When I first saw it, I didn't like it. I really did not when I first saw it, but it grew on me, and later on I actually ended up liking it for really what it was, what it is. It's just a wild and crazy ride to take, and Richard Brake in it is. Just all the people that acted in it did a really good job. It is a wacky movie. It's full of blood, gore, and it's like if you ever seen the movie The Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger, imagine that, only a horror version of that in a sense. So that's kind of where you're at. It's part of of course. Rob Zombie, there's a lot of stuff he did that I don't like. I really don't. House of a Thousand Corpses is its own thing. I don't know. It's outlandish. I don't know. That one is just in its own little thing. But The Devil's Rejects is almost not a horror movie. That one, you could say, is. It's a wild and action, dramatic, crazy ride. It really is. And the follow-up to that, 3 from Hell, is just more of that. It's crazy. It's just another wacky, it's got some horror to it, but it's just a wild and crazy ride. It's almost like watching Natural Born Killers in a sense, but I'm not the biggest fan of that movie either, which is odd. I think that movie is just a little whacked out, but his movies are pretty good. I'm not a fan of his Halloween flicks. I think the first one that he did, the remake, I think he added depth to the whole thing. His own twist to it. I think he did a pretty good job of that, but. The whole second movie was just, I don't know. I mean, I've given it multiple tries and trying to get into it. But one of the biggest things I think they made a mistake with that character is the dude's not a wrestler. I mean, I don't know at what point he became this, like, WWF Hulk Hogan guy. the original 1978 Halloween movie by John Carpenter he's just this average sized dude. He wasn't a monolith. He was just this regular sized guy. But somewhere along the lines, he just became like this wrestler. Some of the other ones, like now, part 4 and 5 are not too bad in my book. He's not he kind of almost looks like he's like they stuffed him with pillows in number 4. But I don't know. Those are near and dear to me, just because those reminded me of those VHS days, and those were really prominent. The ones I watched. So. Now, since we're on this tirade of saying stuff that I didn't like, I will say this right now. I went to go see the latest James Bond movie, the No Time to Die. I did not like it. If it was a standalone movie that had nothing to do with James Bond, it may have been a better movie. But I will warn you guys, I'm not going to really spoil it for you if you're planning on seeing it, because I went to go see it because it felt like, to me, it was like, that was I'm a fan of Daniel Craig as Bond. I thought he did a good job. This one really just soured the whole thing for me. It's like, put it this way, they really took the whole James Bond idea and just threw it out. They started to throw it out. Now that I've seen this one, to be honest with you, they started to destroy the series like a couple movies back, to be honest. It just, I don't know. It just, they added this, now looking back with Daniel Craig's Bonds, and I mean, I'm not taking away the fact that I think he did a good job. They added something in it that I think his Bond movies, I don't know if they just should have left that out of it or what. But if you do go see it, or if you have seen it, you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to do any spoilers. But I really, at this point, after seeing it, I really don't give a rip if they ever make another one, to be honest. I don't think I'll watch another one. I think I'm done with it completely. And for me to say that that's pretty, because I love the James Bond series. But you know what? I think I'm just going to stick to my Roger Moore and my Sean Connery ones. And I do like Pierce. I know some people don't, but I do like Pierce. But I have the whole set on Blu-ray. I'm not even going to buy this one to complete the set. I'm not. And I even have Never Say Never Again. But I won't be buying No Time to Die. I will not give that movie any more attention at all. It was just terrible. I thought it was just awful. So enough of that. I said my piece on that. But anyway, I picked up something, and I guess depends when you guys are going to be listening to this. Depends on whatever. I picked up a really cool item, and it's a unmarked Rizzuto switchblade. And if you're familiar with the Rizzutos, they're very expensive, usually, because they're heavy collector's market. But I'm pretty sure what I got here is I picked up an unmarked Rizzuto. What I mean by unmarked is the blade is not stamped Rizzuto. However, everything else is the same, and I compared it to my other ones that I have that are marked Rizzuto, and it's the same thing. And I picked it up for a lot cheaper than the other ones I've bought. And it's cool because it's, and I love these old classics. It's a standard, straightforward black acrylic handle with the stirrup on the bottom. And, you got the controls. The safety's a little loose on it, but that's fine. That's kind of, to be expected for this age. All the pins are brass. And, it's a swing guard. I love that. And it's more of a smaller size. It's It's not quite the it's not quite a what they call like an 11. I think they usually go by 11s. There's some 10s. I think this is more like a 9 or 8.5 or something like that. It's kind of a, the blade I think is about maybe 3.5 on it. It's pretty cool. I picked it up. It was fairly cheap. And so that was just something I was like, you know what? I saw that and I'm like, I'll take it. When I heard the price, I said, yeah, definitely I'll take it. If it was like, if the guy wanted like $100 for it or something like that, I probably would have just passed. But because it was just, it was just cheap, I was like, you know what? I'll pick that up. So I snagged that up. And I'm really happy with it. It's really cool. I love these as collectibles. I want to one day create a display case for all these and just kind of lash them down and have them all in the display case. That's what I really want to do with all these. I don't store them closed per se because it's hard on the spring and the mechanisms and everything. I don't buy these things to sit there and click them all the time. I collect them as what they are. And that's what I want to keep them as. I just want to, just kind of keep them for their own thing. But yeah, I have heard that these things can be unmarked. So very interesting stuff. The fella I bought it from, I wish he kind of would have known a little bit more, but he didn't, and he didn't seem to know much about what I was talking about. So, all right. And you know what? I'm here on Gunbroker. You know what Gunbroker means? There's actually, if some of you guys go back with the main channel for a while, that you'll know that I really like the World War II copies that they do of the 1911s. Some of the companies do it really well, and some of the companies just fall short. Now, way back, Auto Ordnance, that company, they made a really good one. They made a really good copy of the A1. And I used to have one, and I got rid of it, but it was even Parkerized gray. It really was. Now I think they're all done up in black, which is kind of a letdown that they decided to start doing that, but they did. And then of course you guys know I got the Inland, which I sold that. I ended up selling that. The Inland, man, I tell you, I was so disappointed with that because when I first saw those, they were Parkerized gray. They really were. And it was just, and those of you that have one that's Parkerized gray, keep it, because you're not going to find another one. They're scarce. So anyhow, there's another one out there. Well, I think the Inland's overpriced, and I question rather if the Inland is the same thing as the Auto Ordnance. I'm wondering if whoever's supplying Auto Ordnance with the slides and frames or whatnot is the same people that's supplying Inland, because I really do question that. They are so identical in so many ways, and it's kind of odd how when I heard that the Auto Ordnance ones were no longer in that gray finish, and they start going over to just the flat black, and then all of a sudden Inlands were like that too. I was like, oh, that's kind of strange. So, but yeah, Auto Ordnance, they got they got a pretty decent one. Those have jumped up in price now. They've gotten pricey. Let's see here. I'm just looking at right here. Where's this one here? Yeah, the standard ones, the standard like A1 looking, World War II ones, those have jumped up to $700, $800. My gosh, like I remember when I first bought mine, it was like under $500, what the hell happened? But I did hear that there was one that they did in that sacrilegious caliber, but no. All right, so now the other company that started up doing these is the Tisas, or let's see, listed under the Tisas. They're made in Turkey. They started doing these 1911s, and they do multiple different ones. There's ones that got all the bells and whistles on them, and then they got, of course, the straight up the what they call the Army, the U.S. Army, and it just looks great. So it does. The finish is amazing. I really like it. The finish is. I don't know. Now, the ones that I've seen, I've got to see them up close, and I got to see them in person. The ones that I've seen, the finish is a gray finish. Gray, it's got a little green to it, which is correct. I don't know if that's Parkerizing or if it's actually like a Duracoat or something, like a paint or something that they've done. Maybe they saw a video of mine. But anyway, it does look pretty good, and they're priced right. When I mean they're priced right, I mean these things are like between $400 and $500. Depends on where you get it or you're looking at it. Ones I've seen out here in the shops, I mean, you're looking at right around $500, and that's, if you think about it, they, if you, like, say, even if you found it for four and some change on a website, you're still going to have to pay shipping and handling for the most part, and then you're going to have to pay an importation fee. So that's the way I justify it. I might as well buy it. So one of the cool things, from what I saw, one of the cool things is they actually colored the barrel hood on it, which is important. Now, they do have another model called the service model, which is the A1 service model, which I'm kind of leery because I don't want to get that one on mistake, because I don't know. That's the problem unless you see it up, the real picture of it, because that one is different than the U.S. Army one. Now, the other one is just straight up black, and it looks like black paint. They just like painted it black. The finish is not that great on it. It's like what my buddy Cody used to have. I don't know if he still has it. He probably does. But that's entirely different. Now, the one I want and looked at is the one, the A1, the U.S. Army, that's kind of that gray color. Now, here's the kicker. I want mine in 9mm because they offer it in 9mm. And some people, I left and right. You get some of these people, they hear that. They hear 1911 in 9mm, and it's almost like somebody like just, I don't know, like dropped the turkey for Thanksgiving on the floor. I used to be like that. I was a purist, and I said, no, it's got to be, but whatever. But I actually, to be honest, I enjoy shooting the 9mm 1911 a lot more than anything else, really. I've got that Springfield Ronin that's commander size and 9mm, and I tell you, and that's a lightweight frame, and boy, is that not? That is a match made in heaven. It really is. You get that combination together, it's phenomenal. It really is. So I just wanted I wanted it in 9 because I wanted it to be different. I have owned and messed with, and I still got so many GI type models in 45 auto that it's just, why have another? Why not change it up a little bit? And of course, without a shadow of a doubt, when I ordered or got the Wilson Combat CQB, 45. I had to get it in 45. It's just that, that emotional attachment for me, and I'm glad I did, without a doubt. But yeah, there is something nice about a 9mm in 1911. It really is. I know that there's a lot of people that's a no-no. But now this one here by the Tisas, whoever they are, they've done a good job at it. and I think it's priced right. Really interested in picking one up as just as a range toy, really, and but we'll see. We'll see how it goes, and we'll see. I like the price. I'm really attracted to the price. So anyway, thanks for listening. Once again, thanks to everybody that bought a set of grips. I hope you're happy with them. If you got one, you're listening to this, I hope you're happy with it. I have got a whole nother batch of stuff ready to drop off or get it to the seller for me that's doing all the work for me. And hopefully, we'll check those out. I'll let you guys know when those drop and hit and everything. Of course, I'll let you guys know here. I'm still on the fence on rather if I'm gonna do a video on them again, posting them up on the Bat Jack JW channel or not. I'm not sure there yet. Also, hopefully, we're going to be getting out on some location, doing some live filming and stuff like that. At least that's the plan, but you never know. Always plans go to hell, but we'll see.